The first day in Pride Month, June 1st, is essentially over, and guess what? So is the celebratory nature of entertainment companies. They are now fleeing Pride Month as fast as they can leave. Today we'll tell you why the celebrations are over, the parties are done, and Disney, companies just like them, saying we'll have none of Pride Month in 2026. Hello folks, hello friends, welcome back yet again to the channel that continues to change hearts and minds simply by telling the truth with a capital T. Click that like button, let's dive in right now and see what's happening. And folks, as we do so, I just want to remind you, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, I'm not here to tell you your morals, I'm not here to tell you whether to advocate or to be against Pride Month. I'm just here to tell you what's going on. I'm here to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. But look at what we've got here. Oh my gosh. A total sea change in the way that people are acting when it comes to Pride Month and the way entertainment companies especially are reacting. We'll show it to you. Zachary Russell writing this, survey. Authentic brand participation in Pride Month remains important for consumers. This is out of Chain Store Age, the business of retail. It says Pride Month engagement from brands and retailers may be declining, but it still matters to a large portion of consumers. And hang tight. The numbers are going to surprise you and may, in fact, prove otherwise. It says between 48 and 57% of consumers across the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia say that brand participation in Pride Month is important to them, according to a new survey from Omnisend. The trend is most pronounced among Gen Z, millennials, and those who participate in this type of community. But listen to this and listen to the stat, because it matters so much, this next thing I'm going to tell you. And then you're going to see pragmatically how these companies are acting now. Because I'm telling you, there's been a pendulum shift, right? We've completely moved. A new generation is changing the way that these companies engage. It says support for brand participation slightly varies by country. And here's the thing. With 48% of Americans, 51% of Brits, 56 Canadians, and 57 of Australians. So we're just looking at the Anglosphere, right? Just the Anglosphere. But let me say it again to you. Only 48% of Americans want there to be participation in Pride Month from their favorite brands. Now, for those of you in math classes across America, or those of you who may have encountered a math class at any point, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it means that is a minority. That would mean that 52% don't want companies to engage in Pride Month. Now, again, I'm not telling you whether that's right or wrong. I'm telling you that only 48%, a minority of Americans, want these companies, most of which are coming out of America, to be engaged in this. But listen to this, okay? Because it gets even worse when we dive into the ones who are really, really supportive of it, okay? So here's the deal. Roughly a third of respondents expect brands to participate, while about 4 in 10 say that brands shouldn't participate if they don't genuinely support. So understand, so these numbers are coming from the 48%. It makes it look like that's not the case, right? It makes it look like it's not the case. But it turns out that even if you support it, if they perceive that you don't support it enough, they're unhappy with you. You got to love it. You got to love it. Okay, so if we go into the stats even more, there's a part in here. Here it is. This is what you got to see. I'm looking for this. Between 11% and 14% across the 4 countries, that means the United States is at 11%, say it's extremely important. So it's gone. It's gone. Let me say it again. It's gone. And you can like it. You can dislike it. You can say, bro, why are you... I'm trying to explain entertainment. I'm about to go there. You need to see this to understand what's happening. All right? However you feel about it, this is the polling that they're looking at. Of the minority, 48% versus the 52% who don't want it, the 48% who do, only 11% in the U.S. say it's extremely important. And what does that mean? It means that if you support this as a company, if you go all in on Pride Month, you're siding with the minority. And it's not even an important issue to the vast majority of the minority. Now, that's a huge shift over the last 10 years. which means that perhaps we're seeing a shift in the new and younger generations. Disney is not changing their logo. You all remember how this worked just back as recently as 2023, 2024. As soon as June hit, suddenly every logo in the world shifted to a new color, right? Disney is what Disney is. And if we scroll down, we're talking about Taylor Swift being on Toy Story. Hoppers is coming to Disney Plus. Nothing. There's nothing on Disney about Pride Month. All right? Again, you can like it, you can dislike it. It is what it is. Universal Pictures. Logo not changed. What are they talking about? Well, they do have a slight reference, but you got to love this. Universal Pictures is being very coy. They say, we're in lesbians with this movie, talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And then they have some images that kind of look like a rainbow. And that's as close as we're going to get. That's as close as we're going to get. And honestly, folks, again, look at this. A grand total of 76 likes and 2 replies. How much more can we say? Nobody cares anymore. For right or wrong, whatever you believe again. 602 likes on an interview with Spielberg. 76 likes and 2 responses on the slight reference to Pride. Sony's account over here. Sony's account, no change whatsoever. The only thing they're posting today is happy birthday to Tom Holland. Who actually now, Tom Holland, you get to have a real birthday. You don't have it as the first day of Pride Month, right? Maybe, I don't know. A24, the hot new kid in town when it comes to Hollywood. And A24, riding high right now. A24, reaching out to the young people. If there's anybody out there who would be doing Pride Month, if it's popular with kids, it would be A24. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They actually have a compilation of, movies that would get you in the mood, but nothing on Pride. Nothing. Right or wrong, eh? Target, no change, no posts. Walmart, no change, no posts on any of this. Lucasfilm, no change, no posts. Keep going. Mando and Grogu, Star Wars, no change, no posts on any of this. Nothing, folks, nothing. I mean nothing. Marvel, no change, no posts. All right? I'm showing this to you in real time. Microsoft, for crying out loud. Microsoft. Halo is out every day with a new color combination for their Xbox to recognize some new day. Microsoft, no change in the logo. Microsoft, they're talking about a laptop. They're talking about Minecraft. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know where you have to go to find this stuff? You got to go to places like Sesame Street, which that's interesting. Sesame Street is recognizing. And I've noticed that the sports leagues, for whatever reason, you all figure this out. Why are the sports leagues all about Pride Month? Now, I'm not trying to step into the moral, right, landscape of that. I'm not trying to step into the ethics question of that. Please understand me. I'm asking it from an economic standpoint of what would be the reason that the sports leagues want to be involved in this, and Sesame Street and everybody else in entertainment is fleeing Pride Month. Now, there are going to be those who watch this video and say, well, Pro, you're just being bigoted. No. Just bringing you the news of the day. You do with it as you wish. You do with it as you wish, but the companies have already made their wish known. They wish to get out of this. And again, the reason, it's not on them. It's on the marketplace. The market has spoken. The CSA article tells us what we need to see. A minority supports companies in the United States being involved in this. A minority. And of those in the minority, it's a very small minority. About 1 in 10 people really care about it. The majority don't want this connected with their companies. And what we don't have in this CSA article, which is CSA is trying to present this as a win for Pride Month, right? What we don't have here is how many people said, no, I don't want it, and it's really important to me, like I will boycott the companies if they support this. We don't know that. We don't know that. People can say, well, this video is just awful. I can't believe you would put this out there. I can't believe that you would say these things. I can't believe that, If the job is to explain entertainment, if the job is to keep you ahead of the culture curve, we have to understand why companies suddenly ran away from this. The easy, low-resolution way of doing this is to say, well, companies ran away because companies are afraid of the orange man. This article says they're afraid of the marketplace. And that's a different thing. Now, maybe they also are afraid of the Trumpster, right? Maybe they're afraid. Maybe Disney is afraid of more of the government coming down on them for the broadcast license. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, you're not hearing much about the parades outside of a few cities, eh? The company logos are not changing anymore. They're not painting this on the crosswalks. And the easiest low-resolution answer to that is, well, we are a country under persecution now. Or maybe the marketplace has shifted. And maybe in a democracy, when the marketplace shifts, the companies have to shift as well. And that's what we're looking at. That's what we're paying attention to right now, is have things completely and totally changed in the way people want companies, private and public companies, to engage in social issues. Don't virtue signal me, bro. Seems to be the motto of the younger generations, even if that's being spun in a way that's not obvious. But folks, that's why we and you are here, eh? To understand what's going on and to fix it, figure it out, and find out why entertainment is going the way it is. You won't find anything from Disney about Pride today. Bizarre, right? Compared to years past. Will they be angry at Josh tomorrow? I don't know. But folks, that's the story for today. Click that like button. Share this out. Subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And be respectful, please. Remember, when it comes to adults, you all do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to judge you. When it comes to kids, different matter. We're going to protect the kids, right? But when it comes to grown-ups, you all do whatever you want to do. You do whatever you want to do. We're just here reporting, all right? You can get mad, you can get sad, you can get glad, you can get happy, you can get however you respond to this news. It's just the news. We're just here to bring the news to you. You figure out what to do with the news, and we'll just bring it. All right, folks, that's the story. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, you know the line, keep having fun.